Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another process video for SpiegelMom Scraps. Excuse me. And so I've pulled out, you can see about 4 different sequin mixes that I'm going to kind of decide between or pull pieces from. And so the 4 that I've pulled out today are Fairy Garden, Teal Me Tomorrow, We Are Royals, and Lisa's Starry Night. And not all 4 of them are going to make it onto the project, but those are the ones that I'm thinking about right now. And so I wanted to play with the Paige Evans Turn the Page collection for my layout today. And so I have this 4x6 photo of my kids on the teacups, like Alice's spinning teacups at Disneyland. And so that's kind of where I'm starting. And what I'm trying to do right now is just kind of decide how I want to layer up a bunch of these bright colored paper. So I know that I want that navy blue to be behind my photo. And then I'm looking at all the different kind of pattern paper options and washi tape options that I have for my layout. So you're going to kind of see I go through a whole bunch of different ideas here as to what I want the background paper to be. So I try out some pattern paper, I audition some white cardstock, and what I end up doing is going with a navy blue cardstock. So it seems like for me and my style lately, I have really been preferring either a pattern paper or a dark paper background, and I'm not really sure what that's all about, but I'm going with it. So now I'm just trying to decide if I want some additional little strips over there on the left, and I end up kind of playing around with those and pulling some off. So I am going to add just one little strip of that kind of cubic paper. So it has all kinds of little lines on it. You can't tell it's cubes, but you can get all of the colors and the kind of the neat design there. And then I go ahead and add that strip that has the stars, and that was just a leftover strip that I had from a different project I worked on. So that was nothing I cut specifically for this. And then I added this piece of yellow, and this one is actually from the Vicki Bowden All the Good Things. Is that what it's called? All the Good Things. It's called On a Positive Note. And so that's going to become a layer here in my matting for my photo. And I like that kind of pulls out that pink detail that's in the car they're sitting in as well as in my daughter's shirt, which is such a predominant color. But the navy blue and all of that dark blue in the layout kind of tones it down. So it's there, we acknowledge it's there, but we've toned it down a little bit. And then I went ahead and fussy cut these 3 stars from another one of the pattern papers in the Turn the Page collection. And I'm just going to have those in 3 little areas, and those are going to become my embellishment clusters. So I've added this journaling card that I know that I want to have next to my photo because I want to be able to talk about the fact that we, like as a family, we love to go to Disneyland and we absolutely love riding the teacups. And how this photo makes me smile every single time I see it because my kids are all like crazy looking in different directions. Like they're on Disneyland overload, I think. And so it always makes me smile seeing them kind of gazing off in every direction. So I knew that I wanted to add this teacup washi tape, which is like a 12-inch strip of washi tape. And I didn't like how it wasn't showing up very well on my background, so I went ahead and just put it on a piece of white cardstock, which is going to allow it to stand off, like, off the, I can't talk today. It's going to stand up off the background and be a little more bold, having that white cardstock background behind it. And then I am going to add this kind of rainbow multicolored washi strip tucked halfway behind that strip of teacups, just to add another little pop of color down there. And so this teacup detail is going to carry over into my 3 embellishment clusters as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and center kind of where I want my photo in this journaling card. And then I'm going to tuck in this little yellow piece of ephemera. And then I've got a chipboard teacup that's going to sit in that embellishment cluster along with my star that I fussy cut. And then I'm going to add a star down in this bottom left-hand corner, and I'm going to tuck it underneath that washi tape strip. And I'm going to have another little teacup detail that's going to go down there. And then I'm also going to add my 3rd cluster up here on the top left corner of my photo, and that also gets one of those little chipboard teacups. And so I'm just going back to the pattern paper, and what I was looking for is, do I have enough of these that I can pop, like put some dimensional adhesive and pop some off that strip on the bottom? I end up not being able to do that or not going with that because I don't have enough of the teacups that I'm looking for, which is fine, no big deal. So we just kind of adjust and move on. So when I'm playing around with the layout like this, that's a lot of what I am doing is I'm trying things out, I'm putting ideas down. I don't have a big plan in terms of what everything is going to look like before I start. I knew coming in that I wanted to work with this collection and this photo, and then I knew that I needed some stamping. And so I grabbed this set of stamps, and I believe these are from Studio Calico. I've had them forever, that are these kind of Disney themed magic stamps. And there's a little spot on the top of that journaling card that says date. And rather than put in the date, I'm going to put best day ever. So I take that little teeny tiny stamp and I offset it. And I am using some Aquatini ink pad today. And this is from Catherine Pooler, who is someone who is new to me as a ink and stamping company. I haven't ordered from her before. But when we were at Creativation, she did a little demonstration and gave us each one of these ink pads to try out. And I was so impressed with the way that her ink pads kind of stamped and worked and the vibrancy of the colors that I did order a couple. So you guys are going to be seeing some more stuff from her, as well as some of her stamps coming up. So Sarah Scraps and I are working on kind of a new series that you guys are going to be super excited about. And so she's going to be one of the things that we're talking about in that series. So I did go back and add these chipboard arrows, and I really like the motion that they add on the layout, considering this is an page about spinning around in the teacup ride. And now what I decided I wanted to do is I wanted to make it look like these little kind of iridescent stars are coming out of the teacups. So it's kind of like the steam out of a teacup, but it's in little tiny stars. And that totally goes around with this whole like magical, unexpected Disney theme. And so I really like the little element that adds to the page. I also took my star stamp from that same magic stamp set and I added a little bit of stamping, and you'll see it a lot better in the close-ups. A little bit of stamping to each one of my 3 clusters. And then I also go ahead and I add in a little tab in that bottom cluster. And then I have pulled out an alphabet that I wanted to use, and this one is from Thickers. It's called Boho, and I believe this went along with their Halloween collection. But it's a really fun font to this alphabet, and it has a black, I think it's a black foam background, so it's more of a subtle gold than some of the really bright ones that you see in other collections, and I really like how it looks. I wish I had ordered a few sets of it because I feel like it's a totally different feel. And for some reason, just because it went along with the Halloween collection, I don't know, it's more subtle, and I really like how it looks on a page. I have gone in and added that journaling that we talked about earlier, as far as the fact that I love this photo because they're all looking in different directions and on like simulation overload from Disneyland. So those little white star sequins that I used came out of the Lisa's Starry Night sequin mix. And I'm also going to grab the We Are Royals sequin mix, and I'm going to pull out some pink and some navy blue. And so there's a pink, a navy blue, and a yellow that also get added to each embellishment cluster. And so they came out of those same 2 sequin packs. And I'm just going to spend a few minutes playing around with washi tape to see if there's anywhere else on this layout that I want to add a little strip. And that's basically going to do it. I end up deciding that this washi tape idea is just not working for me. So we go ahead and cancel that and decide that this layout is done and we are happy. And so you can kind of take a look in the close-ups at some of that stamping and sequin detail. I really like this idea of taking those teacups and adding the stars to make it look like the steam coming out of the cups. And I think that's kind of a unique little addition to each one of those embellishment clusters. I apologize because I feel like this video has been like all over the place today. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back to see you soon. Bye!